So today From Software gave us our last advanced boss, or at least until they decide to make advanced holster. Now this guy has not been leaked to once, so I'm not sure if he even exists, but if he does, we'll make a different video including him in this ranking as well. But today I want to rank every single advanced boss by how much they were improved from the original fight. So keep that in mind. This is not a ranking of how good the boss fight is, but by how much they were improved from the original fight. I won't waste any more of your time, let's get into the list right away. So at dead last, I have Advanced Caligo, and it sucks that I have to put him this low because normal Caligo is honestly such a good boss, such a great spectacle. But Advanced Caligo is really so disappointing and so boring. I have really no other words to describe him but boring. He gets literally no new moves unless you want to count his ice armor as a new move. And that ice armor, all it does is basically delay the fight. He gets new effects on some of his attacks, like for example the ice rain. He gets big icicles instead of small ISOs. He does more damage. His AoEs look a little bit bigger. But outside of the ice armor and bigger AoEs and bigger attacks, his moveset is exactly the same. I just find this boss completely lazy. I don't even think it's an advanced version. Like, I don't know what they were thinking by just simply giving him ice armor, making his moves bigger and calling it a day. This boss could have had so much potential. I thought they could have done so many things with him, but they just went a really lazy route. I don't really enjoy this fight. I think normal Caligo is fun, but this version of him is just, I don't see a reason to fight him over normal Caligo, so. Next up, I have the Advanced Sentient Pest. Now, first playthrough, I actually really like this fight. I love the concept of a third bug, but in execution, dude, this fight is just so boring. Basically, the first phase starts literally the same. You just fight second phase Sentient Pest, but they don't have a lot of health. You just know this is going to go somewhere else. After you kill them, you get a third bug named Animus. Now, concept of a third bug, absolutely sick. But then you start fighting the Sentient Pest, but separated from each other this time. Once you kill one of them, Animus enters their body, and you have to do damage to Animus and the bug at the same time. All this fight does is basically make the Sentient Pest fight just longer. Animus does not give these guys any new moves. He just gives some of them some red attacks, and maybe he has one new move. I don't really think so. So Sentient Pest is already one of the most forgettable bosses in Elden Nightrain. They could have done so much with it. I think they started going in the right direction by adding a third bug, but just not giving them any new moves and making Animus just give these guys more health. They're just so boring, especially because he looks so cool, but they just didn't do much with this fight. I feel like this fight is the definition of missed out potential. Next up, I have Advanced Gaping Jaw. Now, this might be a hot take. I know people really enjoy this fight, but I'm honestly not really a fan of the gimmick. It's obviously not going to be the lowest on the list simply because at least he does something new. He has original moves. He's not just the same boss like Sentient Pest or Fisher in the Fog. So he's a little bit better, but I'm just not too much of a fan of the tornado gimmick. I just don't think there should be a luck-based mechanic while fighting this boss. If you don't get spawned during the spring, you're kind of cooked. The storm basically instantly kills you. And it's not like Libra RNG where there's some counterplay. This guy, you just straight up die. And it's not as bad in solos simply because you can have a Winding Grace, you get a free revive. You have a chance to get to a spring so you can make it in the tornado. If you're in teams and you die because you didn't get a good spawn, you'll basically just have to wait for the tornado to go away and your teammates will be down fighting him for an entire tornado phase, which I'm not really sure how long it takes. But it does feel like quite a while until the tornado goes away, which does suck. I do think he's still a pretty cool boss. I do like the gimmick in concept, but I feel like in execution it's a little poorly executed. I also don't like that his entire moveset is grab attacks and AoE. I feel like that's a little boring, but overall he's a cool fight. I'd probably give him like a B tier. If it was like a ranking by how good they are, he would be a little bit higher on this list. But in terms of how much they improved on original Adele, I don't think it's much of an improvement. It's definitely a little bit better though. Next up, I have Augur. Now, I need you guys to calm down. I know Augur has a lot of haters, and listen, I understand that. But I'm not saying Augur is a better boss fight than Fisher in the Fog or Adele or Sentient Pest. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that Augur got a bigger glow up than them. Augur's original fight was so boring and it was borderline bad. I think the advanced version makes this fight quite fun and quite interesting. I do think it is still a flawed fight in concept. Taking away the roguelike and just giving you a weapon in the end is a pretty dumb decision. But I think the way Augur was designed originally was flawed because unless you played a character with range attacks, you were going to have a harder time dealing with them. So this made it so every class can fight against Adele and have a good time. So I think that's a nice feature. I think visually he's the coolest looking boss in Elden Nightrain in the advanced version. And number one thing, I love that they brought back the Storm Ruler gimmick. I know it's overdone. It's been done like literally 4 times, but I just enjoy it. I love Yorm. I love Storm King. I love Rykard. I think it's fun. I really like it in Augur as well. I think this fight is honestly a massive improvement from original Augur, but I still understand why some people don't like it. I do think the fight takes quite a while. It is a pretty long fight, but it is a very fun one in my opinion. Now on to the top three. I want to say the top three I believe is very interchangeable. I think all these guys got a big improvement. I think they're all very fun. I really liked them originally and I liked them in the remakes. But Libra was originally my favorite Night Lord outside of the Night aspect himself. So I think he probably got the biggest glow down because even though the advanced version did make me like him more, I feel like the other two just got bigger glow ups. And Libra is still, in my opinion, the best Night Lord, but I believe his glow up is just not as much as the other two. But I really like what they did to Libra. I know some people are just not a fan of what they did to him because of difficulty, but I love all the little gimmicks they added to his fight, especially knowing who Libra is and how he is in the game. He literally comes and trades with you, and the status effects he gives you during his boss fights are literally the options for the trade. I think that's so cool. He can offer you a challenge which takes away 50% of your health and his health. Summoning the gimmicks of you and your friends, I think is a really cool gimmick. I do think is a little bit too much how many he can summon, but in concept, I think it's a really cool gimmick. He can shroud your allies. I think this fight is super interactive. I think it's probably the most complex fight in all of Elden Neightreign. All his gimmicks, all his moves, you're constantly going to be dealing with something. I think that's a lot of fun. I get why some people don't like it. It is a very hard fight. But to me, it's just a blast. I've killed him with solo, 2-player, 3-player. I want to get the full experience. And he's honestly a blast. An amazing fight, but I believe the other two just got slightly bigger glow-ups. Number 2, I have Advanced Fulgor. Now, Advanced Fulgor is honestly such an amazing fight. I was very worried after Advanced Adele because I thought they were going to turn every Advanced boss into a massive AoE spam. But Advanced Fulgor proved me wrong very quickly, thankfully, and I got excited for every single Nightlord after him. I feel like a lot of bosses in Elden Ring Nightrain feel like they have more AoE than personal attacks. But Advanced Fulgor feels like he's constantly getting in your face. Almost all his attacks feel like they're melees. Now, of course, he does still have some AoE attacks. AoE attacks are just the best way to design a Souls boss that's intended for co-op. But this guy does break those barriers a lot. He does have a lot of personal attacks, which I think is probably the most fun to dodge in the entire game. I don't really have any flaws with this guy. I think his moveset is incredibly fun. I think the blend of second phase and third phase together goes really well with the advanced version. I have no complaints about him. Only reason he's number 2 is I believe the first boss needed to glow up more, and that's why he is higher on this list. And number 1, I have Gladius. Now, I believe that original Gladius is the perfect Nightlord to start the game off, but I believe he is simple because of that. You can't make it the first Nightlord too complex. I do still think the gimmick of him turning into 3 dogs is pretty cool. It's pretty fun. But outside of that, he doesn't have much going on. But this version of him gives him so much that I think is just so cool. It makes him one of the hardest Nightlords in the entire game. Gives him a lot of new moves. His design looks absolutely sick. Now, it starts off almost normally. It starts off by just the 3 dogs at the beginning. And then he turns into an absolute beast. Now, this guy is relentless. If he turns into a second phase, he will not let up. He's either doing explosions, he's dashing towards you, he's splitting into 3 parts and dashing towards you, which I think is really cool. I also like that he has some of the same moves as Healster. People complain about that, but it's just one animation that's the same as Healster. Literally every other part of his moveset is unique to himself. So I think it's fun if they add one new move from the boss that already exists. I don't think it's really a problem, especially because it's completely different from the moveset he had in the original fight, so the new moveset does blend really well with his fight. Now, I do want to say Gladius is the only boss on this list that I have only killed 1 time. I have fought him a total of 3 times. 2 times solo, which 1 I beat him in, and 1 time with my friend, which we did end up losing. So my knowledge on him is a little bit less than the other Nightlord because every single other Nightlord on this list I have been at least 5 times. This guy, I've only fought him once, but he is an amazing fight. I am looking forward to fighting him more, but he could possibly move down 1 spot. But as of right now, I think he really deserves it. I think FromSoft did a really good job turning the first boss of Elden into one of the hardest bosses in the game, giving him a moveset that complements his original moveset but makes him much harder. I think this guy just had to do an advanced boss. It honestly makes me sad that all the advanced bosses are not as good as him because he got a massive glow up. And that's for my ranking of the bosses in Elden Nightrain based on how much they had a glow up. I really hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you watched it fully, let me know what you think about the ranking. Let me know your ranking. I know my ranking definitely has some hot takes in it. I know people hate Advanced Augur and Advanced Libra, and I had them pretty high on my list, so that's definitely controversial. But I really did enjoy those fights, and I hope I give a good enough explanation of why I have them so high, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. But once again, thank you to everyone that fully watched this video.